You guys are listening to the Masculinity Show, a podcast for introverts to become more masculine and get the body of an alpha male. And of course, get more mentally healthy and get that seducer's mindset, if you get me. And lastly, I help guys become more desirable and get the mindset of a seducer. Let's get into the podcast. Alright guys, I'm going to give you some really effective ways to get heated. More importantly, show you how it's done when girls want you to escalate. Guys, listen to me. This only applies to women that want you to escalate. If they don't, then this does not apply to her, okay? So if you have that one girl that you have your eye on, you have one-itis, and clearly you just haven't deployed my teachings properly, right? How I talk about attraction, high-status conversations, pacing and leading, qualifying, and all that shit. If you do not deploy that properly, then I should really make myself clear. Don't take action on this podcast, because girls do want to feel safe before you even go there with them. I want to make that very clear. So, what's the point? There's a caveat to this podcast, you guys. That caveat is this. She needs to show at least 4 signs of attraction, preferably 5, but 4. I'll list a few. Flipping her hair, even adjusting her, bracelets, basically prepping herself to look good for you, or even looking at herself in the mirror frequently, right? Making sure she looks good for you, again. And more importantly, she laughs at your jokes and she's looking into your eyes attentively. Guys, one of the things that I look for is when she really looks in your eyes, for a long period of time. And she's not looking away, she's looking deeply into your eyes. And it's very obvious that if she's looking very deeply into your eyes, that she's not focused on anyone else but you. That's a huge sign right there that she's really into you. And last sign I would look for, you guys, is that she calls you a player. Just because, listen to me, you guys, even though some girls will call you a player if you're really good at this, understand that girls kind of like guys that are like that. Even though they say they don't like it, I want to make myself clear. Girls only say that because they just want you to assure them that you see her differently than all the other girls that you've been talking to, okay? Now, let's keep moving forward. Alright, you guys, check the show notes, okay? I'll always promote my fitness course because I want to make myself clear. Girls love a man that can take care of the body, because when you can take care of your own body, you can also last longer in the bedroom. So, let's keep fucking going. Alpha Body Bootcamp. Guys, just check the show notes. Special promo. Guys, listen to me. I'm not going to be doing that much longer, okay? This is pretty much your last opportunity to check. So, check the show notes right now. Alright. Let's start. This is how girls want to be seduced, you guys. This is how they want to be seduced. Now, I want to let you know right now that the first one that I'm going to start out with is one of my favorites, because I've always went back to this one time and time again. Guys, I really touched upon this plenty of times. I touched upon this, I believe it was in, was it 10 Ways to Spike Your Close Rate? Something like that. 10 Ways to Spike Your Close Rates. I think it was cold reading her sub-personalities. It's similar to what I'm about to tell you right now. So, Pacing her sexual world. That's what I call this, right? Pacing her sexual world. By the way, this podcast is dedicated to an article that I wrote called The Ultimate Guide to Seducing Girls. Now, let's go. This feels good. Just being with you right now. I can tell that you're someone that enjoys having fun, relaxing, and letting go. But I know that there's a part of you that has always wondered if there's more to sex that you're not experiencing, or you haven't experienced it yet, and you're curious. You know what's out there. Part of you knows it's out there, and I know that that same part of you wants to be fully opened up and be taken by this experience and be filled up completely in its entirety. Whew, brothers. Some of you don't even know what I just did. That is pacing and leading. Understand this, brothers. Understand this. I want you to just write this down, okay? Write it down. When you pace her reality, you tell her about herself. She concludes, oh, he's an authority. He knows who I am. He knows how I want to be seduced. He knows how I like it. That's hot. She concludes, he understands me. He just understands me. Now do you get why that's so fucking powerful? Now do you get that? Now do you understand why I promote pacing and leading so much? That's why. Because when you pace her reality, you tell her more about herself than what she can verbalize. She concludes, wow, this guy just understands me. He knows how I am. He knows what I like. So, what I really want to break down in the sequence is this. I want you to have your own interpretation of what's going on here and how this fits in with your game and escalations. Okay? I want to just give you the foundation of the stuff, okay? And I'm going to peel back the curtain, okay? I'm going to peel back the curtain, all right? When I say this right here, all right? It feels good just relaxing with you here together. This is describing where you are. This is pacing. I can tell that you're someone that enjoys really good sex, having fun, and letting go. This is a cold read that is true for 99% of girls, and it is a form of pacing too. When you pace like this, subconsciously, and also even consciously, she concludes that you understand her world. Girls want to fuck guys who are polarizing, alright? And they understand her better than she does. That you get her, but when you pace her reality, you're not just only saying it, you are actively showing it. Alright? Much, much better this way. But that's not why we do it. Listen to me right now, you guys. By pacing her current reality, or in this case, her sexual world, we're setting ourselves up to lead her wherever we want, intellectually and emotionally. Alright? Now, brothers, just listen to my podcast called How to Use Sexual Language to Turn Her On. And that's what describe you why this turns her on so much. I'm going to briefly bring up something that I touched upon, I think it was about a year ago. Hashtag tits. Tits. What does that mean? What does that stand for? Transition, I statement, theme, and then spike. So, listen to me. The transition, we're going to talk about blowjobs. Oh yes, this is a good one, yeah. So, let's say I'm talking to a girl, doesn't matter who. Let's just call her Jessica, okay? So, I'll just tell her something like this. Hey Jessica, you know what's really funny about that place, though? Every time I eat at this certain place that I go to, right? I just end up thinking about blowjobs out of nowhere. I don't know why. It's probably because of what happened last time we went there. And then she'll inevitably ask, what happened last time you went there, Adam? Right? And this right here is when Jessica asks me this question, right? I'll playfully challenge her and tell her she doesn't want to know. Alright? She does not want to know. Now, she's a little too innocent to hear it. Alright? Do you see what I'm getting at here, you guys? Gotta keep being that consistent challenge. It's important. Alright? Challenge her. Alright? Always be a challenge. Always. Now, tease her a little bit, right? And frame her as just a little too naive and innocent. Alright? You know, you're a little too innocent and kind of too young to hear it, right? This little pushback challenge, right? If you have my podcast called How to Be a Sexy Challenge, go look for it. Now, she's gonna say, no, I'm not all innocent. Trust me, I can easily handle it. Alright? Then you'll say, like, this is what I'll say. Fine, okay, look. I'm gonna talk to you about this story, right? Comes in the I statement. Alright, we transition into the I statement. This is where you state a certain opinion or feeling or something personal about yourself in a casual, nonchalant way that yanks her attention onto you. Okay? So, for this example, let's just keep fucking going. Alright? We were talking about what constitutes a good knob slob. But truthfully, I've actually never met a girl who gave me a really good blowjob. That's the I statement. I'll say that one more time. We're talking about what constitutes a good knob slob. But truthfully, I've actually never met a girl who gave a really good blowjob. That's the I statement. Now, we're going to move on to the theme, okay? The theme, alright? Obviously, she's going to have some stuff to say about blowjobs, how good she is, and about how guys going down on her haven't been really that good. Because let's face it, most guys don't really know how to give girls good head nowadays. Now, this is the theme, okay? The theme. Alright? She'll have even more things to say to you, okay? You want to make sure that you are relaxed, nonchalant, indifferent, and always be willing to share stories about yourself, about how, let's just say, for example, I remember a long time ago that I actually got a blowjob in a bathroom. Now, I'm going to let you know right now, you guys, that was a little bit steamy story that I probably should tell on a different podcast, but not today. The whole point, you guys, is here comes the spike. Remember? Tits. Okay? So we've been theming, right, about what constitutes a good blowjob and how no girl will ever be able to really give me a good one, alright? So, I'll repeat these steps for a second so you can really understand this, okay? First part, transition. You know what's funny about that place I was just at recently? Every time I eat there, I end up thinking about blowjobs because of what happened last time. Okay, that's the first part. Okay, now the I statement comes into play, right? You remember, you guys, you want to be that challenge. You want to be a playful challenge. You always say, look, I don't know if you can really handle what happened at this place, all right? And then you'll continually challenge her, and she'll be like, no, I'm not all innocent. And then you say to her, okay, fine, let's talk about it. Now you talk about your story about what happened, right? And then the I statement. Right, we were talking about what constitutes a good knob slob. But truthfully, I've actually never met a girl who really gave me a good blowjob. Now, this right here is where the genius comes into play, guys. Because at this point, as I said, you guys, girls often think about, like, head right away and heads that they've given, if that even as a term. I just made that up. Let's fucking go with it. Now, more examples of this theme for your sexy, handsome self. All right? In a second, pimp. Now let's listen to me. She'll have things to say about blowjobs and how good she is, and about how guys going down on her haven't really been that good, if you get me. Now, because the theme is just more of your normal high status conversation, as I talk about high status conversations in my book, Become the Alpha Woman Want. Check the show notes. Now, just be nonchalant and indifferent about the flow of sharing stories about yourself, qualifying and challenging her, and basically vibing and connecting. Now, this is where the spike comes in. Are you ready? The spike. Here's when you basically end the theme here, all right? And this is what you're going to say to her, okay? No matter how many girls try, I just can't think of any that will ever be able to really impress me in that department. But anyways, what's your favorite spot to eat around here? Guys, notice what I did there, okay? That right there is a challenge. It's an implied challenge, and it's actually very powerful. I'll say that one more time. No matter how many girls try, I just can't think of anyone who can really ever be able to impress me in that department. Anyways, what's your favorite spot to eat at? Damn, you just implanted the thought of her giving head, and then you took it away. Oh, that's powerful stuff, you guys. So, let's keep fucking going. Remember, you guys, hashtag tits. Transition. I statement. Theme, then spike. Let's go. Did I save the best for last? Oh, fuck. You know what, brothers? I really loved this one podcast I recorded. Honestly, gotta start downloading my really naughty ones, because the really naughty ones are really fucking effective. Now, this particular episode, if you haven't heard it already, check it, because it's called Why You Must Tell Girls What They're Attracted To. Okay, I referenced quite a few podcasts in this episode today, but first one being, it was Unorthodox Dark Way to Move On from Previous Relationships. I also referenced How to Be a Sexy Challenge. I also referenced that one, right? Why You Must Tell Girls What They're Attracted To. Because this particular sequence, brothers, are you ready? This one is super fucking powerful. Okay, I'm telling you, guys, oh my god, this is powerful. Okay, you want to talk about like bringing out one of a girl's fantasies, where she visualizes her ideal partner. You know where I'm going at with this, right? If you can hear it in my voice, or just start learning to turn on that bedroom voice at will, whenever you want, because that is hot, you guys. Are you ready? Let's go. This one, I'm talking to a girl, right? And let's just say that it kind of casually goes a little silent, and we pause, we look into each other's eyes, we're vibing, and she's smiling at me, and I can tell that she wants to get a little close in my general space area. Brothers, do me a favor and focus on cutting into a girl's space. When you enter their space, it sends the I'm feeling sexual hormones. And then, as I look down to her lips, and I say very deeply, in that sexy mood I'm in, I say, but I know how you are when it comes to sex. Some girls might challenge you, but others, from my experience, they'll look at you with respect, okay? Because you had the balls to lay it down and tell them that powerful statement. But I know how you are when it comes to sex. And it really doesn't matter when you drop this statement, as long as you're calibrated and you can see that she is sexually into you. She's looking at your lips as you're looking at hers. And then you tell her, after she says, well, how do you know? Then you follow it up. You guys, do me a favor and write this down, okay? I'm going to say this one more time. Write it down on a piece of paper because this is a really fucking powerful cold read. Very effective. I know how you are. I know exactly how you are. I know that when you visualize your ideal partner, that you are seeing a handsome man that can take charge in a way where it's extremely hot and pins you up against the wall and starts kissing your neck and shoulders as he proceeds to your lips. But he just brushes over your lips. He doesn't really kiss it quite yet. Instead, he starts looking into your eyes, and you look down to his lips, and you just can't resist it. And I also know what you want in the bedroom. I know exactly what you're attracted to. I can see it in your eyes. The eyes never lie. The eyes say it all. They are the window to the soul. You secretly want a man to take charge and bring you through one of the deepest sexual experiences that you've ever had in your life. Wow, guys, yeah, I just got the chills. I got the chills because that is fucking powerful. So, I gave you the first sequence, right? Pacing and leading. Then I gave you tits sequence, and I just over-delivered and gave you a very effective cold read that you understand her sexual world. Brothers, listen to me. When you say that, the one I just told you right now, that powerful statement, telling girls what they are attracted to, find that podcast. I'm telling you, she's going to understand that you understand her. This is the cold read that communicates to her, wow, he just understands me. He knows me. When you pace a girl's sexual world, she sees you as the ultimate authority in her sexuality, meaning she now wants to get it on with you. Because when you understand girls like that, it communicates to her that she knows exactly what she likes. When you tell her what she wants in the bedroom and what she wants in a man, that is super fucking powerful, as you can tell by now, you guys. So, do me a favor and leave me a 5-star review just for that one cold read alone. I know that you are going to now leave me that 5-star review because that is a very fucking effective cold read. Alright, peace out, you guys. I love you.